In today's episode, we're going to be talking about doing a little maintenance, cleaning up, and getting one of these old classic blue box DD-40s serviced up and running. This here is the Demonstrator, the EMD Demonstrator version. One of my favoriteest paint schemes I think they've ever had. Welcome back to another episode of Classic Model Trains. I'm Ron. This here Athearn DD-40, it started being offered in the 60s there, late 60s. It's kind of always had the same part number for it, for the single motored one. It's also had the same part number for it for the double motored one, up until they started offering them in DCC or something. I can't research all the Athearn stuff online that well, but I did find them in a lot of catalogs. Little history behind it though. Want to learn a little bit about some DD-35s and some DD-40s and stuff? Let me give you some. Did a little research. The DD-35 was originally designed by EMD as a cabless booster unit to be coupled between two GP-35s. This locomotive was essentially two GP-35 car bodies mounted back to back on a long frame. The DD-35A was designed by request by the Union Pacific with the standard EMD hood unit cab on one end. The DD-40X was specifically built for Union Pacific, and these became known as the Centennials. These locomotives were 10 foot 3 inches longer than the DD-35A due to the longer radiators. They had like 6 of them or 8 of them, or they had them. There's a lot of them up on the, just, you know. Now the Athearn DD-40, it's fictitious. There's never one of these available. Now there might have been some plans for it by EMD, but they never made the DD-40. And also Athearn's version, you know, the motors they had back in the old days, so they made a really wide hood, a wide body on them to get them big motors to fit up in there. So they're not very prototypical at all. Second non-prototypical engine Athearn ever made. You guys know what the first non-prototypical engine Athearn made is? If you do, put it down in the comments down below. Enough of me yapping along right now. Let's get in on this thing and open it up and get in there and root around with the stick, and let's show you what this thing's all about. Look at this beast. My goodness. I mean, honest. What are we pulling here? That's, well, just the front body. What's missing? The front coupler. God, I thought I got a good deal on this. 12 inches long. I mean, that's a lot of model right there. Yeah. It's dirty. Oh, it's just absolutely filthy. Some of the stanchions, which it's got a lot of, they're not very nice. Looks like they soldered them poorly. Or glued them. Yeah, that's what happened. They were glued, and then the CA glue turned not clear anymore. Yeah. Could it be? Could it? I had a hard time getting these bodies off. My thumbs just don't have enough thumbins on them or something. Too chicken to really get in there and crank on it. Oh, yes. Look at that. Oh, we're going to take this to the sink and scrub it with the toothbrush and the Dawn dish soap and get that looking a little nicer than this. So it's been on display just a long time. Rustage going on up over here. Rustage going on over here. This little thing here. A lot of guys like to take these and throw them away. And I'm like, well, I think they're just fine. Clean them up, get them to work like they're supposed to. Well, there's something I've never seen before. Look at that. Is that stock? That doesn't look right. That hooky bendy thing going on. Oh yeah, that's the ground for the light bulb. Sure, that's stock. Yeah. Simple. Get the job done. 2 motors. Oh, and just the happiest that a guy can get. Is this thing straight? Oh yeah, I'm eyeballing down the frame right through here, and it's not. It hasn't been, you know, it stayed on the table all of its life. That is nice. Oh now, why did that fall off? Where did that fall off from? Oh, that's not supposed to be happening. Not until we get the truck out. Coupler's hooked on the end of that. Why does that do that? Get that up in there and let's lock that into there. What I wanted, I guess We're gonna have to work on the back here before it falls apart. Take this worm gear cover off. Get up underneath here, prime out. Carefully. It's just gonna keep wanting to do it. Yep. There's one on the front, there's one on the back. That makes the guy nervous. So, these are the older ones, you know, no flywheels. It's got this old style of retainer up above. These look pretty good. I'm hoping that there's thrust washers in here. Why do I keep getting denied on those? It's like somebody else takes them apart and then they lose them. Is it right in here? Oh, yep, there it is. Okay, I take it back. This was well taken care of. Oh, normally that wouldn't happen, but since this bottom is off, this whole truck thing just fell apart. This is the drive line. This came apart really fast and I didn't get much of a chance to oogle on it too much. It's got the bearings out here in the truck frames. There's the copper, or the brass, sorry. There's the brass bushings right up in there. Lots of gears. And look, none of them are cracked. Oh, did I say that with my outdoor voice? Here's a pin. Oh, right on the floor. My God. I'm guessing one goes here. I didn't get a chance to see how that came apart. I'm gonna be a little lost on this one for a while. I might have to take the front truck apart and see what happened. But what we're gonna do is we're gonna clean all these up with the odorless mineral spirits. Take these gears off, clean. There's some hair in here. Yeah, reduction gears, transfer gears. Clean these all up. We're gonna wanna relube them, but I'm gonna clean them up off camera because we don't really need to watch all that going on. Clean all the grease out of these. Yep, oh look, there's more of those pins right over there. There's just pins everywhere on this thing. That's what holds this all together like this. But why this lower truck frame just has to keep falling off. It would come around here. I wonder if it's broken. And I bet you it's broken and I can't get a part for it. And that's why I got it for kind of inexpensive, sort of. I know there's some of you sharp-eyed fellers out there that probably noticed when all these trucks fell out. These wheel sets have got bearing blocks in them right here. And as you notice, when you look up over, they're over here flopping in the wind. They're not doing anything. So I went and I eyeballed my other demonstrator, Athearn, from the same era. And you know, yeah, there's no, it's all the bearings are out here on the outsides. So what I'm guessing is that these are some updated nickel silver wheels, because these are the ones that aren't. And whatever some guys know, there's a word for it. I don't know it. Yeah, this has had updated wheels. And that's why those bearing blocks are on there. You guys remember this one? This one was the first video I ever did. That video's got about 18,000 views and I got over 300, almost 400 subscribers off of this one video. Apparently people really like these Demonstrator SD-45s, I guess. Kind of hoping for some lightning to strike again on this one, maybe. I'm going to use some of this premium carbon conductive grease. I'm going to use them on just these truck bushings out over here because these guys, they're going to be making juice travel. So we want it to be good. I mean, they got to be greased with something. So let's just grease them up with some conductive grease for that one more better. It doesn't take much. And this stuff is filthy. When you get it on you, oh, it's bad. So I'm just putting a little down in each one of these holes here. Do the same on the other side. Now I'm just going to use my normal multi-purpose synthetic grease on these pins here, which turn out to be the shafts had all them gears right on once I realized what I said 4 minutes ago. But I've had like 25 minutes to think about it and went, oh man, a little bit around all three of them. Yeah, this thing was just absolutely bone dry. A lot of them I run into, they're completely over greased. Not this guy. Nope, he was under-greased. Bet you it made a lot of noise when it was moving about. I'm gonna give these just another little taste again. And I want to make sure there's enough, but I don't want too much on there. I spun the gears around, looked at them, looked a little dry. So now we're gonna hit it some more. We're gonna try to get this whole assembly put together here. So far, it's kind of working out to be a bit of a pain. Fight getting all this in, under, over, around. Oh, Jesus. It's not bad with 2, but you got 4 axles and you've got 5 of those little pins that you got to get all lined up all at once. I'm kind of beginning to think they've got the wrong I mean, I know they got the wrong axles in here. These have been updated. I did take out all those little square block bearings, but then it ended up that that's kind of what holds the wheels from being crushed together. And I'd try to do this, and then they wouldn't be in the hole, and then it'd get crushed, and then the gauges were off. I put the blocks back in, but I think this is, I don't know if this is a good idea to be doing or not. I want to get a little grease on all these gears. Now that we got everybody in there, I'm just going to come by and put some scoobs on all these and run it around. And then this oil, this grease will go around on its own and it'll spread itself out real nice. I want them to have a little sheen to them. They went from being completely flat black, and now they're starting to shine just a little bit. I just want some in there. I don't got to pack it like a wheel bearing. I think that's going to do it. I really like that right there. So this is the back. So we couple it back there. There's teeth on it. I don't want to drop this and open it all up. 2 teeth right there. Put this in right here like this. This wraps around. And I'm thinking over on this side that there's something that was in there at one time that clipped on, and it just doesn't have that anymore for some reason. I don't know what's going on. This coupler here is obviously a long shank, and it's the wrong one. I'm going to swap that out. We're going to end up with a little short shank, and that thing, it just looks silly. Get that out of the way right now. Wait till the body's on, and then we can fart with it. I found these little O-rings. Well, I didn't find them. I knew where they were the whole time. But I thought, well, these will work really well. I can just go around the end of this frame right here. There's a couple little nibbins sticking out right there. And I roll that O-ring, over the coupler box, and it's sitting on top of these little nibbins, and that's gonna hold this whole thing together. See here, it's loose, it's coming off. It ain't doing its thing. And then you just roll this up in here, and it's going to sit there, I hope, until the end of time, and now the thing don't come off. And that works well. This metal, each side of this is conducting the juice, and it's conducting at the negative and the positive, or the positive and the negative, but you can't use anything that's conductive around this because it shorts out. So this here is going to get the job done, hold everything together for us, and doesn't let it short out. Yep. I want to take these motors out. One, because I want to, clean underneath them for the contact. It gets half of its juice from over here down under here. I want to see the condition of the motor mounts, and then I want to wash the frame up and make it all pretty. Rubber motor mounts, they're down under here, and they just push in each half at the side. So we're going to try to push them out, hopefully without damaging the ever-living God out of them. Yes, wait, here comes something. Oh, yeah, there's one side. Come over here. Oh, yeah. Oh, yep. I wonder if I should mark these. Now, I'll just come back and look at this video. The U-joint thing goes into the slip yoke. Yeah, that's the front one. These mounts, they're the old-fashioned ones, the rubber ones, and they really look to be in good shape. I don't see anything wrong with them. They're not hard or brittle, so they must have been replaced. So I don't feel any obligation to replace them again because they're still serviceable. They just kind of slip in like this. Show you a little trick how we put those in here in a little bit. Oh yeah, these come out. Oddly enough, they're blue like the French. Could they be the original? That'd be weird if they were. Let's go get this frame cleaned up right now. A little soap and water, let it dry while we work on these motors. If you want to get in here and eyeball these brushes, just open this up. See, it unhooks there, and out comes a spring and a brush that you can lose. So be careful. You don't blow those and put them on the ground somewhere. See this frame, it's coming apart. So if I wanted to pull these off, I could, but then I'm a little bit afraid of cracking them and stuff, so I'm not gonna do that. But I do want to clean up this armature in there since we're here. I think we'll start off with some mineral spirits on the old Q-tip here to get the majority of the oil off. Then we use the old fiberglass pencil and give them a polish. Yeah, this is the lower brush holder. You can tell because it's got these two wings that are sticking up right here. And that's what picks up the juice from the bottom of the frame. So of course we want those clean. And then the brush, you can see that it sits right there where it's got some scub. So let's clean that up too. Give these brushes just a quick going over. See, see, they got icks on them. This motor isn't plagued with heavy over oiling. It's actually drier, more dry than anything else. Motor mounts, these little dots right here, that's where it goes down. When you got your brushes out, you can see that this end's got a little curve and this end's flat. Make sure you get those back in there like that so they're already wore in the right way, the way they want to be. So let's keep them that way. What are my chances of stretching this spring out some, just to give it a little more tension? Might be a bad idea, I don't know. Might be a good idea, might be a spring launcher. Give it just a little bit right there. Sure, yeah, that came out, I like that. Yep, do the same for the top. Then I can do it all over again for the other motor, because, you know, there's two of them in there. So once the brushes are all serviced up, let's go ahead and put a little bit, just a little taste, just a little kiss of oil up here, and give it some back in here. Because who knows, there's thrust washers right in here too. We want to give them a little bit of something. Oh, sure. Oh, this thing is smooth. Cleaned up armature. Yup. So that motor's serviced up. We're going to do the exact same thing to the other one. I'll go ahead and do that off camera. Sneak off to the laundry room and grab up that little plastic measuring cup that's on top of the liquid detergent. Make sure you put it back though, because their words will be spoken. A little bit of Dawn dish soap, and then some warm water. And I'm gonna lube up these pins down here. I'm gonna give them some slick. This is how we put the semi tires on the side of the road, you know, when the big trucks are broke down. You gotta have some slick to get that rubber to slide. We're gonna put it in there, and then we're gonna give it the old heave-ho until it's in. And in there, and then the water and the soap will evaporate, and then this job is done. I made up too much solution, I see. Way too much solution. Dang it. Oh well, at least it's cheap. Get these guys timed up here. Come on. There you are. Get this motor in, give her the push there, and this is done. So I cleaned up those I should have showed that. There's a strip of aluminum underneath there. Maybe I can still do it. I bet you I still got slick left. This piece right here, clean that up. Now it's wet, I see, from my soap, because I probably used too much. So you gotta get a good contact. That right here, that's what makes one of your connections for the motor. Clean those up real good. Do I still got enough slickum in here? Oh, sure. These trucks, they sit on these bolster pins down under here. And the juice, see how, you know, there's metal. The wheels on this side, they're insulated from the wheels on this side. And the truck frames that go up to this metal plate on this side and this metal plate on this side. And the contacts are down under here for this bolster pin hole. And then this upper thing that these guys go see under here. I want to make sure I got good juices going through this right here. So we want to clean it, make sure it's nice and shiny. The old wire brush over on both of these bolster pins. And then this is the last place I'm going to use this premium conductive carbon grease. Just a little bit on this. A little grease down there. Work on getting this whole flimmy put together. It wishes to be a problem child. It was hard getting out. There it is. Put our worm gear in on the top. Don't forget that we've got this thrust washer down under here. Everybody needs to have some greasings on it. So we'll give a little bit of grease inside the hole, a little bit on both sides of the thrust washer, some on this pin right here. This front one, I don't want to take this coupler off. So we'll just give it a little taste of oil down inside there to do everything that we can for it. Then we're going to give the worm gear a little taste right here. Get our drive line, time it up. Okay, yes. Time it up on this one. Get all this lined up. Clips go to the outside and they go in this little groove. Yep. That's what holds our truck in. I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side. We're almost ready to test drive this thing. I cleaned this upper pickup bar up underneath here, you know, where all the good connections and stuff take place at. Sometimes you can get in here and with a little thingy and you can jazz these hooks up a little make them a little more hookier. Sometimes the hooks, they wear out. Some fellers, they like to solder soft, flexible wire from these upper pickups to the motors. And I don't really care to do that myself. These have been working. I mean, engineers, they've never let me down in the past. Oh, why would they do that now? This thing it's ready for some track time. Oh, sure. Yeah. That's nice. Pulling about 4 volts right now. Almost an amp. She's not a creeper. It won't creep. Dang it. Kind of quieter than I thought it'd be. Yeah, I guess we need to get some couplers on this thing right now and get the body on so we can see how pretty it looks. These little metal clips right here, I seem to only have this one that came with this locomotive. Using some KD 148 standards, the whisker couplers. These things are really quite easy to convert. Put that in there, fight around, work on getting this plate on without the coupler falling out, Yes, wait, almost. Squeeze it in, squeeze it on. Yes, okay. So there's the one, and I need more of those. I ran out. Dang it, sometimes just don't plan ahead enough. This body, it came out, pretty nice after getting itself a little bath. Put all this yak back in here. Oh, yeah. Need to get some pieces. So it's too bad you can see the motor through that hole there. Apparently guys have updated some of these and they rework it so you don't see the motors in there. Yep. Oh, yeah. This one came out nice. Yep. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That will do for me. Going by my new trailer park here. You gotta have a trailer park on your layouts, right? So you're gonna be able to handle these tight yard corners right here? Sure looks like it, yeah. Oh, breezed right through it. Coming up on a shorter switch right now. Yeah, not a problem at all. I'm almost out of track. I had to shut her down. I was busy messing around with the DD-40 and my EMD Demonstrator SD-45. And I thought that the DD-40 was going to be pull the walls down and stuff like that. Well, let me just show you what I did. This is pretty eye-awakening. Yes, it is. This is something that's a little alarming. Now, this one here, I must have put the magnets in the motor backwards because it runs in reverse of all the other locomotives. So you see that they're both on the same track, but they go opposite directions. So I was sitting here and I decided to fart around. Now this has got 8 driving wheels on it, 2 motors, and it weighs more. This one here's 1 motor, 6 driving wheels, but it's got flywheels. And when I couple these up, what do you think? What do you think's gonna happen? Watch. This is unfortunate. Okay, give her the onion. Can you believe it? Unreal. Yep. Pull it all the way to the horizon. Shoot. I would have never thunk that at all. Gotta tell you, I didn't expect it. Didn't expect it. Well, now that I got this big monster, I guess I can check that one off the list of things to have, I suppose. Thanks so much for watching. I'm Ron, Classic Model Trains. Bye-bye.